Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm here. I'm here. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Let me just put my info in. How is everyone tonight? It's get harder and harder to. Sometimes some days are better than others to keep spirits up and to keep stay focused. Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining. Sometimes it gets very hard to stay focused and positive. And hey, and I just try the best I can. And let's, there's so many things are so intense right now for so many people, and the main thing is being able to share my art with you all and have fun, kind of bring some joy and bring a little bit of fantasy and fun to the situation, and so that people can stop worrying about something for a little while. So I have done a diagram. It's not an in-color diagram, but I've done a diagram of what I'm going to do tonight, but I have to kind of take off what I wanted to do it ahead of time, but we got talking about, I call dinner table talk about what's going on in the country and the world and everything. So I lost track of that, but it's so hard. Makeup wipes right now, even with the heat on, just putting this wipe to my head it's so cold. I feel like I'm putting an ice cube to my face. So the one thing is about this look is that there's no eyebrows, so I have to take my eyebrows off, and some of this dark makeup that I had on from earlier, and because it's red and black on the eyes and the lightning bolt, right? So I'm gonna have to take some of my smoky eye off, and I always get a little more red with the with makeup wipes, but you get involved. And then I saw a very emotional family video earlier. It's really touching and really amazing video that I'm going to share at some point on my timeline of some stuff with Patrick's really beautiful tribute to one of Patrick's aunts who passed away in November. Her son, the whole time that she was ill, was doing some really amazing, kind of like a puppet thing with the stuff. It's a kind of, hey, how are you? A kind of like a thing that kept her spirits up while she was sick for 2 years. And then, or 2.5, I would say almost 2.5 years. So, and then he documented it and videoed it and the whole thing. And then she passed away in November. So then there's now film of him doing a speech with clips of all the videos that he did during the time that she was sick. And it's really a beautiful tribute. And I had not seen all of them, and I was not totally aware of the whole thing. So that in and of itself is so amazing. And I'm gonna post it sometime soon, but I don't want to, so I had that I was emotional about, and then different stuff that was happening, so it was like, oh my god. So anyway, all that aside, we're gonna have some fun here, and I need Kleenex. I'm gonna shift the channels, shift the mental channels in my head. And I wish I could put some David Bowie music on, but because Facebook will block me, I can't put David Bowie music on. It'll be fine if you're watching it live, but anybody who wants to see it after the fact won't be able to see it. So we have to keep that in mind too. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do is my Magix tint. Even though it's fair, so it is very light, and I'm going to mix it with the Mochi concealer because the look is very, very light for that lightning bolt look. So instead of using the concealer as concealer, I'm going to use it like a makeup, like a foundation. So that's something. So this is our Cashmere Complexion Concealer in the shade Mochi. That's why I'm saying Mochi. So I'm going to do that. And I had a vision of how I wanted to do my hair and all that stuff that was more Bowie-like, but it's okay. So, anyway, how is everybody doing? What is happening? I hope everything is safe and cool where you are. And then I came on, and first thing I saw was a post of someone who had multiple family members ill right now. So, it's very hard to stay in the fun mode. But makeup for me often is not just, everyone keeps saying, oh, when you take your mask off. Well, when we take our literal mask off, but when we take our masks that we put for the public, or but when you have your real life situations and real life emotions, that can be very intense right now. All right, so, but the good news is that makeup, for me, the transforming magic of makeup is pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible is how and what it's able to do. Already, just me laying this down, I feel better. It's already like a multitude of emotion. Has is being not covered up, but just helped, So yeah. So even this, okay? So we're doing this. Now, interesting enough, Bowie was one of the first people we ever saw in the public eye, to do funky colors. He did funky colors before anybody else. He did gender blending makeup before anybody else. He did things with music. He did things with his art. He did things with his image. He did things that nobody had ever done. We never seen before. Just never seen before. So he has always been an inspiration to me. His music's always inspired me. It's so many songs like Fashion and Changes and Major Tom and name a song. All that stuff is always. We wouldn't be where we are with style if it wasn't for people like Bowie. That's the truth. There's a lot of things that we would not be with if Bowie hadn't done all the things that he did. So hey, Deborah, how are you? Hey. So laying down the white right now. Laying down the white. And, yeah. So that's a big thing. So it's Mochi. So everything I'm doing is, of course, this is not makeup you wear every day. This is, to create that look. So I mean, a lot of it is the red on the eyes, red on the eyes, and hey, thanks so much. Red on the eyes. Now, I could, if I were wanting something to stay, I would be doing this, but I don't want my face. I want to be able to come off the face at the end of the night, so I won't be using that, or I won't be using any of these, because these will stay on my face forever. I'll be that'll be on my face for decades. But let's try. All right, let's do the Magix Prime. I use our eye as an eye primer. Now, we did get a new primer in, but that actually also makes it last longer. So I'm doing this. Okay. So, and I'm going to be using a mix of Avon and a few other different brands, just because Avon doesn't have some of these really, really, I would say as crazy colors, and Bowie was known for some of these crazy colors. So, yeah, so we'll be doing that. So, a mix. So let's do some of these metallics from my Juvia's Place. Whoops. Juvia's Place palette. And then I'm going to do this red. I think I'm going to do this red. And that one is this Vicky Lux. That sounds like something from the glam rock era too. Vicky Lux. Vicky Lux. Starring Vicky Lux, right? Ziggy hairdo. You had Ziggy had his yeah. Oh, totally. Alright, so I'm using Q-tips, because why not? I'm going to do the eyes first. And, I'm actually going to powder over my brows, because the look is there's no eyebrows in the look, or very little eyebrows, because he must have bleached out his eyebrows for that album cover. And so yeah, but I would have the music on, but I don't want to be blocked later. Only the people in the live. I learned that from that Prince video I did and the Madonna video I did. And the people who do music, who don't get blocked, are using older songs. So, if you use old music, it doesn't get, because it's not in the, I guess there's a certain copyright thing, I guess. So yeah, doing this, and I'm going to do a little bit of that shiny, to get that shiny look. There was like kind of like a white on the, hey, how are you? There was kind of like a white thing, a white look on the lids. I'm going to use some of that glitter. And so anyway, I hope everyone is, hanging in there. Because, we gotta... Music is something that definitely button in. Okay, now this one is Millie Rose. It's a Millie Rose palette that I got from. It says "Stay Fabulous." So no matter what, we gotta stay fabulous. So there is a color here called Flirt. It's right here. So I'm actually gonna put that on top here, just because. Oh yeah, see, there's a little bit even deeper. It's an even deeper pigmentation. And I'm pretty lucky I can handle. Some people can't handle colors because there are this pigment, like there's something in them that can make your eyes itch. But even the best brands, because of what the colors that I guess what it is, the minerals that get ground to make these can be really irritating for some people. But I'm fairly lucky. Some of them, there are certain shimmery ones that I have issues with, but so far so good. So far so good. Oh my God, I have on this women's Zoom that I did today, there was all these different business owners, and this one lady who was a therapist said, we all have to just take a collective deep breath. Just, just take a deep breath. All right, now I'm using this shimmery pink and this Juvia's. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Hey, Sally, how are you? A little bit of Juvia's Place on the lids. Okay, so I'm doing this. And one thing that I noticed from that, some of these pictures, it was a whole photo shoot that Bowie did when he did that, that look with the lightning bolt, was that there were a whole bunch of different pictures, but I noticed that he had very light lips too, and they only had color in the center. So I'm just trying to put the foundation, a little more foundation on top. Maybe I'll do concealer. Put a little concealer to white these out. You get more of that space oddity look. The only time that I want to not have brows. The only time that my brows actually look like there's something there. Because usually I come on, I have no brows. Or hardly any. And, yeah, so, like I said, Facebook, and everybody would block me. I remember I made that Prince video, and, I got blocked on YouTube, I got blocked on Facebook. It was a whole thing. So you can just think Bowie songs in your head, and you think of changes, changes, changes. Okay, even that looks a little more like the feel, the moment. I'm going to put some powder on top of that. Alright, now, so, it's just a nice, it's nice to have something else to focus on, you know. I appreciate everybody calling and checking on me. I mean, you keep telling people I live an hour northwest of DC, but I've still had a lot of people checking on me, which was really nice. And I appreciate that. I'm like, no, I don't live in DC, luckily. And, yeah. Are you okay? People, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. We're fine. We're okay. Thank you. It was very, very tough times. Scary times. Okay. Alright, now, let's see, what's next? Okay, pale skin. It was like a pinkish purpley contour that he had. Pinkish purpley contour. So let's do like kind of a brush. Let's do the Purple Pop palette. Purple Pop palette. We're going to have some fun with Purple Pop. I'm going to take this purple and lavender. Because he had kind of like almost like a contour this way. So it was kind of like a bluish purplish tint. Overall, the whole thing, it was almost like his whole, I would love to. At one point, I had seen an article about the makeup artist who had actually designed the look for Bowie. He didn't just do it himself. And it was a very, very cool moment. And it was a cool article. Just the article itself was cool. Just talking about how they did the look. And so, of course, there was the hair was back like that. And the hair was spiky up. But I'm just going to put my hair up so get that off. It was more like... He was also the original. He was like, he made the mullet. I mean, the mullets were cool, when Bowie was doing it, Mullets were cool. Okay. Alright. So. Let's do some magic dust. It really is a magic. It's called magic dust. The magic dust. All aboard the magic boat. That sings some Bowie songs. I don't want to sing Magic Bus. I'm trying to do a Bowie look. And if you want to get it out, but I'd like it. There we go. You just tap it, and it comes out, and you get your mullet rock down. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't tell you, if I had $1 for every mullet I did, or every perm I did on a guy who played guitar in the 80s who wanted to look like John Bon Jovi. If I had $1 for every time I told a guy, you gotta get a perm to look like that, and had to put rollers in their hair, perm rods and all that. Those were good times because women and men were getting perms, and it was like every time I turned around, it was like sometimes I do 4 and 5 perms a day. It was good money back then. All right, so let's do. I've got some more, this is like all highlights. This is an Anastasia. This is very kind of spacey. I'm going to do this blue. It's like an iridescent blue. See, I'm going to using all my different funky stuff. And that gives also that kind of, it was almost like he had that, his whole body was like that luminescent look. I'll put it everywhere. It gives that more of that look. You could already see that kind of, it was like a pinkish bluish look that was in that picture. And purple pop, a little more purple pop. That's the Avon one, is the purple pop, purple pop. Purple pop, a little more of this pink. And he had, it was almost like this, reddish, the reddish pinky color was just inside here. So I'm trying to do everything that isn't the lightning bolt ahead of time, because that's how it was done. It was like all that was done. So I'm dipping back in this red, just with my finger. That actually didn't have a glossy look. It just had kind of like a dry-ish look. So when his eyes were down, all you saw was the red. Okay. And I've got this blue marker. I got a blue marker, and what do I have? I also have an electric. I have this electric blue in this off-tropic palette. I need a blue, and I'm going to use my glimmer. I'm going to use a glimmer. And then I'm going to do the lightning bolt from, say, from here. And then it went above the eye here. And that I'm going to do with lipstick. That I'm going to do with a lipstick. I'm going to start this. We're starting to hear that heavy breathing of Patrick exercising. Okay, I'm going to do that. Okay, we'll start that there. Let's see, and then this came down. Kind of came down that way. Through the, okay, a little longer from the nose. Longer from the nose. Half the nose down. Then it came there. And then the other one, the black, and then the blue. And then I came from here. Here up. And then went and met there. Okay. I'm just laying down the beginning of it. Hi, honey. Starting to work out? Okay, and then this was below this eye, and that met there, where that came here. Oops. Is it pencil? Oh, there it is. Okay. This came down here, and that went across and met that line right there. Okay. This was there, and that was there. Right, I'm just doing a little messy right now, just to get it, figure out where everything's supposed to go. There. And then we're going to do the blue. The blue was actually wider than the black. And the thing that made it so cool was that it was the whole thing, you know? It was the whole thing. And nobody ever seen it done before, right? You know? And then after that, we had things like Cats, and then we had things like Thriller, Michael Jackson Thriller, that had cool makeup, you know? You had all these different things. Even, what was that, Werewolf in London, what was it? Or Werewolf? Teen Wolf, where they had some really wild makeup in on the movie. Well, we hadn't seen a whole lot of wild makeup up in that point, you know? And let's see if I can get this a little more even. But I always like lightning bolts. I had a sweater that had a big lightning bolt on it. Now that you're starting to see more of those things now. But starting to see more cool, funky designs and stuff. And I feel like it's kind of wild because there's like a whole new level of creativity with clothes again, where for so long there wasn't. And it's kind of surprising considering that retail isn't, people aren't shopping in stores, but there's still a lot that's happening with different people wearing more creative things and doing more, funky colors with their hair and all that. So, I'm probably going to layer over this blue to make it more intense, but I'm just laying the colors down right now. I could have practiced this more, but I just thought, I'll just come on, and that's what I do. I just come on and I do it, and, sometimes might be better than others, but, okay. Get this black filled in here. You can hear his heavy breathing. Heavy breathing. All right, now I'm going to fill this in with this pencil. See how much I'm able to take off tomorrow. I'm just going to lightly fill this in so that I know where to put the deeper color, just to have and go up a little higher here too. I should have sharpened this pencil on its own. And what I'm going to do is I'll lay this down and then I'll put the other color on top. Let's see if I can do this. Whoops, make this a little more of a point here. And I'm going to get this a little more exact. I'm starting to fill in a little bit more. I don't know. I get kind of goofy when I do weird stuff like this. All right, so I'm going to just dip in. I'm going to dip between this orange and this red here. And kind of fill this in here. Oh, and there's also a red too. This is all in this. This is a NYX palette called Off Tropic. I have 2 of these. They're all funky colors. It's fun to play around with the funky colors sometime. It really is. Kind of takes you out of your box a little bit. Lay this down. And what I'm going to do is put like a glossier thing on top. Okay. I think this one up a little higher here. More exact point, right? Gotta get this point across. Oh, God. I gotta get this point across. I gotta get this point across. Oh, my God. I don't know how I think of these things. I only think of these things when I'm trying to do my makeup. I gotta get that point across. I don't know how they come to me, but it's so obvious. It's so funny. Oh my God. Oh God. This is things. You know, when you're that thing about yesterday, the thing that really cracked me up was that came to the point. I gotta fix it. I gotta get that point across. That thing about Kim and Kanye. It's like, oh, don't you know Kim and Kanye broke up? And it was like, oh my god. And there was this other thing yesterday where it was, who was it? It was Debbie Reynolds' granddaughter, Carrie Fisher's daughter, who is now an actress. And it was like, how she hid her pregnancy from everyone. And it was like, well, there's a lot of other things going on right now than for us to worry about, what's her name, Billy something or other? To worry about that Billy, what's-her-face, is pregnant. Like, really? Like, how she hid it from... I was like, really? There's a lot more going on right now than a celebrity being pregnant right now. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot for her, but, you know, a lot more going on for the rest of us. How was an amazing thing that she hid this pregnancy from everybody. I was like, well, I think the press is not stalking celebrities right now. I was like, that made me laugh. I was like, I think there's a little more going on. Alright, I know what I want to do. Okay, so let's get... Ooh, I'm going to do this blue. Oh, God. I think there's a little more going on right now. Alright, I'm going to wet this brush. So now that I got my... it's almost like laying down the foundation. Alright, so I'm taking this brush and I'm just dipping it in slightly. And here to make this be... There we go. We're going to make this be a little more intense here. Yeah, there we go. A little more intense. A little more intense. I think Bowie was intense. I saw him in concert. What did I see him? I saw the Serious Moonlight Tour. Saw him in concert. What do you think, honey?
Yeah, I'm actually looking for Marilyn. I didn't realize that I was in Z's art
class?
Green room.
Okay. Ziggy Stardust reading room.
Should I give the rest of the spiders from Mars their 5Q call? The spiders from Mars.
Yes, he's younger than me, but thank God he knows Bowie. The spiders from Mars. Alright, let's, Alright, now I'm gonna go to this black shadow. The black shadow. The black shadow. Let's see, let's do some changes. I know, he's a goof. He's a goof. Let's do this. The spiders from Mars. You know? I have not been drinking either. Da, 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 da. You know, this is Bowie impersonation. Oh, thank you. La 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 la. He was a kiss. Oh yeah, Fame. Oh yeah, Fame is another good one. Fame. Fame. The sorrows. I saw Serious Moonlight, and it was a totally different look. I mean, I was expecting it was the height of the punk rock era, but new wave. But he was like, you know, wearing the white suit and all that, and it was blonde, but it looked good. It looked good. It looked good. Cool outfit. China girl and all that. That was good. That was good stuff. My little China girl. Alright, let's see if I have... Ooh. Let me see if I can find. I'm gonna add some of this. I'm gonna add some Crave. Watch, it'll make it all disappear. Sedate Bowie. But every look he did successfully, you know? Everything he did. It worked. It worked on him. Hey. Just a nice little distraction. It's Bowie's birthday. I guess he would be 80 years old. He'd have been the coolest. I mean, when it was what, he was 75 when he passed. The coolest 75-year-old on the planet. That's one of the coolest. It would have been one of the coolest. Thanks. Thank you. All right, let's go to the red. Go back to this red. We're gonna do this red. And use probably every makeup brush that I have. It's gonna be bright. Add to it. Make it a little more vibrant and intense. Hard to believe that he was 70. I know. It's wild. It's wild. One of the people we lost in 2016. Artist. He was an artist first. He went to art school. And spiders. He was definitely a cool dude. Definitely one of the cool dudes of the world. I think this was a little bit, there was a little bit of glossy look. That was like right here. And there was black mascara too. Which I'm gonna do love at first lash. You know, I'm gonna do love at first lash. But I gotta take some of this. I need some makeup wipes. I need some wipes. My hands are so sticky. And there was also Golden Years, Golden Years. That was another good song. I'm trying to think. I mean, for me, the whole time I was like remembered music. There was a Bowie. So just like when I was first, some of the first songs that I remember learning were Beatles songs. Some of the first songs I remember learning were Rolling Stones songs. Some of the first songs I remember hearing Bowie and Creedence. I mean, because I was learning, because I had older siblings, so that were boomer age. So I was learning. I was so Patrick. I said I was learning to sing Brown Sugar when other kids were learning Itsy Bitsy Spider. And I was singing along with the band too. They let me play the tambourine, little 5-year-old. And I would watch the Partridge Family, and they had a little sister, Golden Years, and they had a little sister in the Partridge Family that they would let play the tambourine. I'm like, oh, wow, we're like the Partridge Family. And I think somebody would be like, we're far from it, you know. Because I played a lot harder music than the Partridge Family. Now, there wasn't an outline, but I'm doing an outline just to make this be a little more intense. Just to make that a little more defined. Yes. Better song. But I mean, that's how I felt, because when I was a little kid, and that was on at the same time. It was like maybe 4 or 5 the first. Hey, how are you? It's Bowie's birthday, so David Bowie's birthday, so I thought that'd be a fun little thing to do here. And a lot of different brands of makeup to achieve this look. It's fun. You know, it's where makeup and art and creativity and everything kind of merge together. And this is one of the blue liner pencils. This pencil, this blue is our liquid liner. The right bright liner. So what else is happening? Tell me something good that's happening. What is happening where you are? Tell me something good, something funny, something interesting. What is happening that's funny and good and funny and interesting? Oh, I know. I gotta make this. I gotta get this point across. I gotta get this point a little more defined here. I gotta get my point across. When I was over here working going across to make this point. I gotta get this point across. It's funny how things like that happen, you know. I know. Only I could make such a joke and make it. Let's point across. All right. I'm going to do some mascara because when he had his eyes down, he looked like he had mascara on. So, it is wild to think. I can remember when I first saw the Bowie album when he had his makeup like this. It was like, wow, that's the wildest thing I've ever seen at that point, you know. It was the wildest thing I'd ever seen. And I think there was like a couple of albums after Serious Moonlight that I heard and I liked them, but they didn't really get the, you know, you had to be a real serious Bowie fan to get into the later stuff, but it was still cool, you know. As Life with Iman was doing some. The funniest thing was Iman. They were, I guess, together 20 years. She has a handbag line and she had makeup line and on HSN. And I always watch her when she was on HSN with her handbag line or her makeup line. She would tell these funny stories about David Bowie, about when they were married and stuff. And she was always saying, you know, just like the way I would tell some funny story about Patrick. And it'd be like, I can't believe she's telling this story about David Bowie. But, you know, it's like he was still like a regular dude, like doing like, you know, goofy husbands type of stuff, you know. You didn't think that he would because he was such a, you know, had such a, like an iconic kind of a presence, but in some ways he was still like, you know, regular kind of a dude, you know. So. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of wild. It was kind of cool hearing those stories. And I think they had kids together? I don't know if anybody knows. I should have done some research, but I was busy working today. There's a clump right there. I'm gonna do my other one to declump. Sometimes I need a new waterproof one, and I keep forgetting to order it. And I'm going to add it to the new order, because you know when it gets old and it starts to... When a mascara gets seen better days and it starts to do that clump thing. There we go. That's the one thing about following it up, doing the waterproof, and then following the waterproof up with the regular Love at First Lash. It helps declump it. Of gorgeous daughter. Oh, okay, yeah. I knew you would know. All the trivia. Model actress, yeah, yeah. And then there was the Zoe Bowie from Angie, from the first wife, or yeah, maybe she's the second wife. I never could keep track of all these rockers and their wives and kids. Who could keep track? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can create this with this. Make this. Oh yeah. See. There we go. It was kind of like a bluish, and he had like a bluish kind of a look. All right. So now let's do a little more the magic dust. A little more the magic dust. There we go. All right. Well, was I enough of a distraction for y'all tonight? Did I get my point across? I gotta lighten things up around here. I gotta get my point across. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Lord help us. Oh God. Sometimes you. Ever since that first time when he and I were doing that face mask video, I had, up that point, I'd always been like, okay, I'm going to be professional on camera. I'm going to try to be I'm just not going to, like, have any mistake. I'm not going to show I'm not going to do anything that's out of hand. And then after that, it was like, oh my God, we couldn't, his mask kept falling off and we look. We couldn't do everything kept going wrong and I couldn't stop laughing. And ever since then, it's just like, you know what? We can't worry about is this the best job? This is only like maybe the second or third time I've ever done like any kind of like, I always get nervous doing these kinds of things. Just because it's, trying to get everything so perfect and everybody has an image or how it's how everything is supposed to look and all this, and then I set up a lot of pressure for myself of trying to get things right and everything, and I'm trying to do everything in the right way, but the main thing is like relax and have fun, and have fun with products. Don't be afraid to try something new, Don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to play around. To me, I feel like we need Halloween. Halloween should be at the last day of every month, Halloween once a year, it's just not enough. If we had Halloween at the end of every month so we could let loose and dress up wild and have fun and be a different character for a little bit, and then be able to just kind of release the tension of the whole month, of every month, whatever it is, and kind of be I wish Facebook and some of these things would ease up their rules, but I know that artists really need to earn money, and I guess, any artists that, of course they earn what they earn, they earn a lot more money than me. But anyway, so, but, if you want to order anything, any of the Avon that I showed is available on my website. I think the blue liner is still available too, because that's in the goodbye section. There's a whole section on my website that says sales and specials, And in the sales and special section is goodbyes, and it's all the things that's spelled B-U-Y-S. So it's stuff you can buy, but it's good. They're saying goodbye to, but they're also good deals, goodbyes. So in that section, there is, it looks a lot more intense without the lighting. In that section is a lot of stuff that's marked down, and this liner was from the summer line that had a lot of neon and things. So let me switch up. There we go. Had the neon and stuff. So one quick thing to get some of the wacky colors off brushes is if you have a makeup wipe, you just take it and swirl it around. If you need to do a quick clean, and that's what I've been doing while I've been yakking, talking and stuff. And so what else is happening? So what do you think, honey? You like it? Kind of wild? Need your rocker clothes on?
Definitely. Going out to Hammerjacks.
From back in the day. Back in the day. Oh, poor Patrick never got to go to Hammerjacks. That was a rock and roll bar up near Baltimore. It was actually in downtown Baltimore back in the 80s and 90s. And it was all more like a wild metal kind of a place. But they did have other types of groups too on different nights. But it was mainly like the heyday of the metal scene and stuff. But it was wild. I went there many times. He's only heard the stories. So yeah, I'm just taking look at this. It's getting all the, a lot of the surface color. Now, of course, I'll do a deep soak probably next week, as you can see, they start out really light like these, and then over time, of course, some of these are already purple, but you can see these are supposed to be white. So, and then that's what I do. I make the rounds. That's why I have so many. Because if not, I'd be having to clean my brushes every once a week with all the makeup I'm putting on, right? At least sometimes 2 to 3 different looks a day. 2 to 3 different looks a day. So, and that's not even the customer set. The customer set is, so there's a lot too. So, anyway, anywho, let me know if you'd like me to do any other kinds of looks or any kind of themes. If this was just a quick, I would probably want to do this probably about 2 or 3 times to get it more, or figuring out consistency wise to get the shades right. But I thought that was, because it was he was sort of down. It had you could see the pink of the eye, and the pink in here, and the bluish. So yeah, I think it was pretty fun. So thanks for joining me. And like I said, I have my link down below. And so if you want anything, you can check things out there. Of course, some of these things, some of the brighter colors were from other brands, but you can always message me, and I can tell you where I got those. And so yeah, thanks always for the support. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for all the goodies. And what else is there? Oh, 0 sign up until April. They've extended the sign up now. What else is happening? And this is just amazing. They just keep extending it, and there's so many more opportunities to join, and there's a lot of cool stuff. So if you want to join my beauty squad, you can do that. Message me if you're interested in that. I also have a VIP group where I do have all kinds of exclusive offers and exclusive info, and I share a lot more beauty stuff there. I also have a business page and all kinds of stuff. So message me, and if all my info is below, and there's a lot more going on. So message me for that. And I hope you all have a great night, and take care and stay safe. And I'll see you next time. Bye.